Welcome to a new adventure, exploring medieval monasteries.
Hidden beneath the crumbling walls of a centuries-old monastery lies a secret that has surprised historians. A library untouched for centuries, holding ancient manuscripts filled with knowledge long thought to be lost. Why was it hidden? Were the monks protecting ideas that could have been considered dangerous? Among these fragile pages are texts on science, religion, and possibly even forgotten philosophies. What secrets could they unlock? This discovery is not just about the past. It might reshape how we understand human history. Let us uncover the story behind this mysterious hidden library. The hidden doorway. Deep within the ancient monastery, where centuries of history lingered in every stone, a group of researchers was conducting a routine study of the structure's architecture. They were not expecting to find anything unusual, but then their tools revealed something strange, a hollow space behind one of the thick stone walls. At first, it seemed like an error, but closer inspection showed that this wasn't just a natural gap. It was a sealed-off room. The discovery was a delicate moment. The wall, likely constructed centuries ago, was a piece of history itself, and any attempt to break through risked damaging whatever lay inside. Archaeologists used advanced imaging techniques to confirm that the space beyond was indeed a chamber. With careful planning, the team began the process of unsealing the doorway, inch by inch. When they finally opened the passage, they were greeted by a sight that left them in awe, a hidden library preserved in near-perfect condition. The room was lined with shelves, some still holding manuscripts that had been untouched for centuries. Dust particles danced in the dim light as researchers stepped into the space, fully aware that they were entering a world frozen in time. The doorway itself was a mystery. Why had it been sealed so carefully? Some suggested it was an act of desperation. The monks who once inhabited the monastery may have hidden the library to protect it from invaders, or perhaps from religious authorities during a time when certain texts were deemed dangerous or heretical. Others speculated that the library was never meant to be discovered. It might have been a secret archive known only to a select few who took their knowledge to the grave. Even the architecture of the doorway offered clues. The stones used to seal it were slightly different from the rest of the monastery, suggesting that it had been constructed hastily. This detail added weight to the theory that the library was hidden as a last resort, perhaps during a time of crisis. What made the discovery even more extraordinary was its location. The monastery itself was built in the 12th century, during a period when Europe was transitioning out of the so-called Dark Ages. Monasteries were not just places of worship, they were also centers of learning and preservation. Monks copied texts by hand, safeguarding knowledge that might otherwise have been lost. However, this hidden library was not part of the monastery's known history. Records from the time did not mention a secret chamber, leading researchers to believe that its existence had been deliberately kept off the books. This raised even more questions. Were the texts inside considered too valuable, too controversial, or too dangerous for the outside world? As the first manuscripts were carefully removed and catalogued, it became clear that this wasn't just any library. It was a treasure trove of knowledge, hidden away for reasons we may never fully understand. The hidden doorway was a portal into a forgotten past, holding secrets that could reshape how we see the medieval world. Imagine unlocking a hidden world of ancient knowledge, long forgotten and sealed away for centuries. What secrets did these manuscripts hold, and why were they hidden in the first place? A treasure trove of manuscripts. Stepping into the hidden library was like opening a time capsule. The room, untouched for centuries, housed an astonishing collection of manuscripts that immediately caught the attention of scholars and historians. These texts, carefully arranged on shelves and preserved by the conditions of the sealed chamber, represent an extraordinary peep into the intellectual world of the Middle Ages. The manuscripts themselves are a diverse mix, written in various languages such as Latin, Greek, and Old French. They include religious texts, philosophical treatises, scientific writings, and even works of literature. Early reports from the researchers suggest that some of these documents could date as far back as the 9th century, making them invaluable artifacts of medieval history. Among the manuscripts are illuminated texts and books adorned with complex, hand-drawn illustrations and designs. These artworks were carefully created by monks, who often spent months or even years completing a single page. The vibrant colors and gold accents used in these illuminations have remained remarkably vivid, a testament to the skill and dedication of the medieval scribes who created them. One of the most interesting aspects of the collection is its content. Some of the scientific texts, for example, appear to contain knowledge that was considered advanced for their time. There are diagrams of astronomical models, notes on herbal medicine, and even early explorations of mathematical concepts. These findings suggest that the monks who curated this library were devoted to preserving religious teachings and deeply engaged with the intellectual and scientific pursuits of their era. Other manuscripts in the library offer insight into the religious debates of the time. These include commentaries on theological doctrines, translations of ancient scriptures, and records of monastic practices. Some texts even contain annotations, such as small, handwritten notes in the margins. These annotations reveal how monks interacted with the material, offering a peek into their thought processes and interpretations. It's as if the manuscripts carry on conversations with the people who studied them centuries ago. The preservation of these manuscripts is nothing short of remarkable. The sealed library created a stable environment, shielding the texts from moisture, sunlight, and other elements that typically cause decay. The bindings, made from animal skin parchment, have survived the test of time, while the ink used to write the texts remains legible. This level of preservation has allowed researchers to handle the manuscripts with care, ensuring that their secrets can be carefully unlocked without risking damage. However, the true value of the collection lies in the unknown. While researchers have begun cataloguing and translating the manuscripts, many remain unexplored. Some believe that within these pages could be works by authors long thought lost, ideas that predate the Renaissance, or even forgotten philosophies that challenge modern understandings of history. Every new text uncovered adds another piece to the puzzle, slowly building a clearer picture of medieval intellectual life. The hidden library is a testament to the importance of preserving knowledge, even in times of uncertainty. The monks who selected this treasure trove understood the power of ideas, and their efforts have allowed us to rediscover a part of our shared past. The manuscripts remind us that history is never truly lost. It is just waiting to be found. Why was it hidden? The mystery of why this incredible library was hidden has sparked endless speculation among historians and researchers. This question offers clues to the fears and motives of the monks who once lived in the monastery. Why make so much effort to hide a wealth of knowledge? One prevailing theory is that the library was hidden to protect it from the destructive forces of history. The Middle Ages were anything but peaceful. The monastery was likely caught in the crossfire of invasions, wars, and political upheavals that swept across Europe. Armies raided religious institutions not only for their gold, but also for their books, which were valuable commodities. By sealing the library, the monks might have been trying to safeguard the manuscripts from being looted or destroyed. But the threat was not just external. During certain periods, the Catholic Church enforced strict control over what was considered acceptable knowledge. Texts that contradicted official teachings or presented heretical ideas were often banned or burned. Could some of the manuscripts in this library have contained controversial material? Perhaps the monks felt the only way to preserve these ideas was to hide them, even if it meant keeping them from the world for centuries. Another possibility is that the library was hidden during a period of internal reform. Monastic orders sometimes underwent changes that involved purging certain texts or practices deemed inappropriate. The library could have been sealed as part of an effort to protect works that no longer aligned with the new rules, but were still considered valuable by those who knew of their existence. Then, there is the theory that secrecy was part of the library's very purpose. Some researchers believe it may have been an archive for select monks, a place where knowledge was preserved for a future time when it could be safely shared. This idea aligns with the medieval concept of knowledge as power. By keeping certain manuscripts hidden, the monks may have been ensuring that only those deemed worthy had access to this wealth of information. Interestingly, the architecture of the monastery itself offers some clues. The hidden library was located in a part of the building that was deliberately difficult to access. The sealed wall was expertly constructed, blending seamlessly with the surrounding stonework. This was a carefully planned effort, suggesting the monks intended for the library to remain undiscovered for a very long time. Whatever the reason, the decision to hide the library speaks volumes about the values of the people who built it. They lived in a world where knowledge was fragile, easily lost, destroyed, or suppressed. By concealing this collection, they ensured its survival, even if it meant that future generations would have to uncover it piece by piece. The hidden library is a testament to the resilience of knowledge and the lengths people will go to preserve it. While we may never know the full story of why it was hidden, one thing is clear: The monks understood the power of what they were protecting. What if the answers to some of history's greatest mysteries were hidden in plain sight, waiting to be uncovered in the quiet corners of a forgotten library? A peek into the past. The Hidden Library is a collection of old books that opens a window into a distant and unfamiliar world. Each manuscript, fragile and carefully preserved, offers a view of the thoughts, priorities, and knowledge of a time when life was slower, harsher, and deeply interconnected with faith and tradition. To understand the true significance of this discovery, we need to explore what these texts reveal about the medieval world. The Middle Ages were an era of immense intellectual activity, despite often being labeled as the Dark Ages. Monasteries were the epicenters of learning, where monks dedicated their lives to copying and preserving texts. This was no easy task. Every manuscript was written by hand, often on parchment made from animal hides, with ink carefully crafted from natural materials. These manuscripts were treasures, each one representing months or even years of labor. The texts in this library shed light on a wide range of subjects that mattered to medieval scholars. Religious manuscripts dominate the collection, reflecting the deeply spiritual nature of medieval society. These include commentaries on scripture, theological debates, and liturgical guides. Many of these texts may provide insight into how religious thought evolved during the period, as well as the challenges the Church faced from emerging heresies and philosophical movements. Beyond religion, the library also contains scientific and medical works. This might surprise those who think of the Middle Ages as a time when science was suppressed. In reality, medieval scholars built upon the knowledge of ancient civilizations, preserving and expanding on works from Greek, Roman, and Islamic sources. Texts on astronomy, herbal medicine, and geometry found in the library demonstrate that the pursuit of knowledge was alive and well, even in times of turmoil. For example, diagrams of celestial movements might reflect the medieval fascination with understanding the heavens, while medicinal recipes show how people sought to heal themselves in an age before modern medicine. One of the most exciting aspects of the library is its potential to reveal forgotten perspectives. Marginal notes, personal annotations, and even corrections made by the scribes offer a human touch to these ancient texts. These markings allow modern readers to see the monks not just as passive preservers of knowledge, but as active participants in intellectual debates. What questions were they asking? What ideas were they challenging? Each note is like a whispered conversation across the centuries. The illuminated manuscripts are particularly striking. These are not mere books, but works of art, decorated with detailed patterns and vivid colors that still shine after centuries. These illuminations often tell stories of their own, from biblical scenes to allegorical images that reflect the values and beliefs of the time. They remind us that medieval scholars valued knowledge and even celebrated it. This library is also a testament to the global connections of the medieval world. Some texts may trace their origins to distant lands, brought to Europe through trade routes or by travelers returning from pilgrimages and crusades. This reminds us that even in an era defined by local feudal systems, ideas traveled far and wide, influencing and shaping cultures in unexpected ways. In every sense, this hidden library is a time machine. Its contents allow us to step into the shoes of those who lived centuries ago, to see the world as they saw it, and to learn from their triumphs and struggles. It serves as a powerful reminder that history is shaped by the people who lived through it, their dreams, their fears, and their relentless pursuit of understanding. The monastery's role in history. To understand why this monastery housed such a hidden collection of manuscripts, we need to explore its broader role in history. Medieval monasteries were far more than places of worship. They were vibrant centers of learning, cultural preservation, and social support. Their influence shaped the intellectual and spiritual landscapes of Europe for centuries, and this particular monastery is no exception. During the Middle Ages, monasteries played a pivotal role in preserving knowledge. At a time when the majority of the population was illiterate, monks served as the keepers of written tradition. They carefully copied and transcribed ancient texts, including religious scriptures, classical works, and scientific treatises. Without their efforts, much of the knowledge from the antiquity philosophies of Aristotle, the medical texts of Galen, and mathematical advancements from the Islamic Golden Age might have been lost forever. This monastery likely served as a sanctuary for such priceless knowledge, safeguarding it through hard times. Beyond their role in education, monasteries were also the beating hearts of their communities. They provided essential services, such as shelter for travelers, food for the hungry, and medical care for the sick. The monks' dedication to helping others was rooted in their faith, which emphasized charity and service. In return, local populations often supported monasteries through donations, labor, or protection. This reciprocal relationship made monasteries not only centers of learning, but also hubs of stability in an often chaotic medieval world. This particular monastery may have been uniquely positioned to play a larger role in regional politics and religion. Many monasteries served as advisors to kings and nobles, offering spiritual guidance and sometimes mediating disputes. Monasteries were also deeply connected to the Catholic Church's hierarchy, which wielded immense power during the Middle Ages. The hidden library might reflect the monastery's importance as a trusted repository for sensitive or significant texts entrusted to it by powerful patrons who valued its security and discretion. The architecture of this monastery tells its own story. The structure was likely designed not only for worship, but also for durability and secrecy. The hidden library's carefully concealed entrance and the reinforced walls suggest that the monks anticipated threats to their collection. These precautions may reflect a broader historical context, such as Viking raids in the early Middle Ages, or the political upheavals that came with the Reformation. Monasteries often bore the brunt of such conflicts, and hiding their treasures was one way to ensure their survival. Culturally, monasteries like this one contributed to the development of European art and music. Monks composed hymns, illuminated manuscripts, and even experimented with early forms of musical notation. The texts and artifacts within this monastery's library could reveal more about these contributions, shedding light on the creative endeavors of those who lived here. As centers of faith, monasteries also played a crucial role in shaping spiritual practices. They developed and preserved liturgical traditions, many of which are still in use today. The manuscripts in the hidden library may provide new insights into these practices, offering a look into the daily rituals, prayers, and theological debates that define monastic life. Ultimately, this monastery was more than just a building. It was a symbol of resilience and enlightenment. Its hidden library stands as a testament to the monks' dedication to preserving knowledge and faith in the face of uncertainty. The monastery's role in history is a reminder of how fragile yet enduring human achievements can be. The impact of the discovery. The rediscovery of this hidden library goes beyond an academic milestone, serving as a global revelation that bridges the past and the present in a way few discoveries can. Scholars, history lovers, and even casual observers now have a rare opportunity to connect with the thoughts and lives of those who lived centuries ago. But why does this matter so much? The answers lie in how this discovery cuts across multiple spheres of knowledge and culture. First, the academic world has been electrified by the sheer scope of what this library contains. These manuscripts, some of which are potentially one of a kind, could reshape our understanding of medieval thought, science, and spirituality. Imagine uncovering a lost treatise on medicine, revealing remedies long forgotten, or finding a theological debate that challenges what we thought we knew about medieval faith. Historians are already poring over these texts to trace the roots of modern ideas, unraveling how ancient knowledge passed through the ages. Second, this discovery rekindles public interest in history and heritage. In an age where digital distractions often overshadow the beauty of physical artifacts, the delicate pages of these manuscripts remind us of the effort our ancestors poured into preserving what mattered to them. The delicate handwriting, the vivid illuminations, and even the tiny imperfections in the parchment speak volumes. This is history you can touch, see, and almost hear, whispering its secrets. It's a reminder of how connected we are to those who came before us. The library also has significant cultural implications. Monasteries like this one were often at the crossroads of civilizations, where ideas from different cultures mingled. The discovery of texts with roots in ancient Greece, the Islamic world, or even distant parts of Europe shows how knowledge is universal and how humanity's greatest advancements come from collaboration and exchange. This library is a testament to how ideas can transcend borders, faiths, and languages. Moreover, the impact extends beyond scholars and history lovers. Modern artists, writers, and filmmakers are likely to draw inspiration from this hidden gem. The vivid imagery in illuminated manuscripts and the stories embedded in the texts can spark fresh creative works, introducing these centuries-old ideas to new audiences in unexpected ways. Imagine a best-selling novel or a blockbuster film inspired by a forgotten manuscript found in this library. The possibilities are endless. Finally, the discovery prompts us to ask deeper questions about the preservation of knowledge. What other treasures lie hidden in forgotten corners of the world? How much of our shared human story has been lost to time? And what can we do to ensure the knowledge we create today survives for future generations? This library, concealed for so long, is a humbling reminder of how fragile yet resilient knowledge can be. In essence, the impact of this discovery is far-reaching and deeply meaningful. It is not just about what the manuscripts contain, but about the conversations they ignite, the connections they reveal, and the inspiration they provide. This offers more than a look into the past, and serves as a call to protect the treasure of human knowledge for the future. As we stand on the edge of uncovering the past, one question looms: how many more hidden libraries, filled with forgotten knowledge, remain waiting to reshape our understanding of history? What mysteries remain? As awe-inspiring as the rediscovery of this medieval library is, it raises more questions than answers. Behind the ancient manuscripts and illuminated pages lie exciting mysteries that continue to puzzle scholars, historians, and even casual observers. What secrets are still hidden within these fragile texts? And why was such an extraordinary collection concealed in the first place? One of the greatest enigmas revolves around the content of the manuscripts that remain undeciphered. While some texts may already be understood, others are written in obscure dialects, dead languages, or cryptic scripts that take a lot of effort to understand. Could these be personal reflections of the monks, banned theological doctrines, or even scientific theories that were ahead of their time? Some speculate that rare knowledge of astronomy or herbal remedies, suppressed or forgotten, may lie buried within these pages. The excitement surrounding these possibilities keeps researchers returning to the library, hoping to uncover the unexpected. Another mystery centers on why this library was hidden at all. Was it an act of protection during a troubled period, like the Reformation, or a local conflict? Or was the monastery intentionally safeguarding knowledge deemed controversial or dangerous? Throughout history, religious institutions have faced the delicate balance between preserving knowledge and adhering to doctrine. These manuscripts may include texts that challenged prevailing ideas, perhaps presenting alternative interpretations of scripture, unorthodox philosophies, or even forbidden sciences. These lingering questions open the door to thrilling possibilities, yet they also highlight the importance of careful study and interpretation. The physical structure of the library itself raises questions. The hidden doorway, concealed within the monastery's walls, suggests that this collection was meant to be out of sight, accessible only to a select few. Who were the gatekeepers of this knowledge, and how did they decide who could access it? Was there a system of secrecy, a sworn group of monks entrusted with this responsibility? Traces of worn pathways, hidden alcoves, or tools found nearby might offer clues, but the answers remain elusive. Even the process of uncovering these manuscripts leaves room for mystery. With advanced imaging technologies now being applied to faded texts, hidden layers of writing may be revealed. Palimpsest manuscripts that were erased and reused could contain forgotten works of literature or philosophy beneath their visible surfaces. Could there be an early draft of a famous text, or even a work entirely unknown to history? The thrill of uncovering something new, something lost, keeps the discovery alive with endless possibilities. Lastly, the human element adds to the allure of this discovery. Who were the individuals who created these manuscripts? The scribes and illuminators may have left tiny clues about themselves within the margins, doodles, signatures, or comments. Each smudge of ink, each correction, is a peek into their world. Were these monks aware of the historical importance of their work, or were they simply fulfilling a duty? And what stories might they have carried in their hearts as they labored over these pages by candlelight? The mysteries that remain surrounding this hidden library are as fascinating as the discovery itself. Each question sparks the imagination and reminds us that history is an unfolding puzzle. It's a reminder that while we have uncovered a treasure, the most thrilling part is yet to come, finding the answers hidden within the questions. In the grand tapestry of history, every forgotten manuscript, every hidden treasure, is a reminder that knowledge is not just to be consumed, but protected and cherished for generations to come. What it means for us today. The rediscovery of this hidden library is a wake-up call for our relationship with knowledge, heritage, and our place in history. In a world where information is at our fingertips, this finding reminds us that true treasures are often hidden, waiting patiently to be rediscovered. But what does this discovery mean for us, here and now? For one, it reignites the timeless value of preserving knowledge. These manuscripts, carefully written by hand, survived centuries of upheaval, war, and neglect. Today, we live in an age where data can vanish with a hard drive failure or a server outage. The resilience of these ancient texts is a lesson in safeguarding what matters most. It challenges us to ask, are we doing enough to preserve the knowledge, art, and culture we create for future generations? This library also highlights the interconnectedness of human history. Within these manuscripts are stories, ideas, and discoveries passed from one generation to the next, crossing borders and cultures. They remind us that progress is not a straight line, but a tapestry woven with threads from every corner of the world. In our increasingly global society, this discovery serves as a powerful reminder that collaboration, not isolation, has always been the key to humanity's greatest achievements. At a deeper level, this finding forces us to confront how easily knowledge can be lost. How many other treasures like this remain undiscovered, hidden under ruins, or buried by time? And how many have been lost forever? These questions urge us to be curious, to dig deeper, and to never take what we know for granted. Each rediscovery is a chance to fill gaps in our understanding of the past and, in turn, better understand ourselves. This discovery also connects us emotionally to the past. Think about the monks who created and preserved these works, people who dedicated their lives to the quiet labor of copying texts by hand, believing in the importance of what they were preserving. Their dedication reflects a belief in something larger than themselves, a belief that their efforts would matter even centuries later. In our fast-paced, often cynical modern world, that sense of purpose feels both inspiring and grounding. For us today, this library represents hope and opportunity. The texts might inspire breakthroughs in fields ranging from medicine to philosophy. They could challenge existing narratives or deepen our understanding of ancient practices. For the average person, though, it's a reminder of the power of curiosity. The fact that this library remained hidden for so long proves that there is always more to discover if we keep looking. Finally, this discovery speaks to the enduring power of stories. Whether written in illuminated manuscripts or typed on modern keyboards, stories are how we make sense of the world. They connect us, teach us, and remind us of who we are. The library may have been hidden, but the stories within it are now coming to light, ready to inspire a new generation. In the end, this is a moment of reflection. It is about more than old books and forgotten shelves. It is a call to action to protect our past, engage with our present, and ensure our future is one where knowledge, creativity, and curiosity continue to thrive. The mystery of the hidden library is just the beginning. What else could be out there, waiting to be discovered? The past holds secrets that have been buried for centuries, and this finding is just one of many waiting to be uncovered. The journey does not end here. There is so much more to uncover, and our next video explores even more captivating mysteries. Keep your curiosity alive, and join us as we continue to solve the stories of the past.